And the first thing that Yudhishthira does after the war has begun is to drop all his armor and his weapons and walk from the Pandava side, cross the no man's land and enter into the Kaurava side, seek out Bhishma, Drona and Kripa and ask for their blessings in battle. They all say Vijayi Bhava. And what that means is that they have blessed him that victory should be on his side. He curses Kunti and in fact curses all of womankind and says, you will never be able to. Welcome to Mahabharata Dialogues. My name is Abhilash and you are listening into a series on Yudhishthira from Raja to Dharmaraja. Yudhishthira has now accepted that he is going to fight the war. 7 Akshauhinis are going to fight from his side as opposed to 11 on the side of Kauravas. As the battle plans begin, he realizes that he has to make some choices which are going to be difficult for the dharma-loving person that he is. He will have to bend some rules because war cannot be won in a straight manner. He makes some decisions before any of that happens though. He nominates Drishtadyumna, his brother-in-law, son of Draupadi, to become the commander of the Pandava army. He also makes a rule that if any of the 5 brothers, himself, Bhima, Arjuna, Nakula or Sahadeva, die in battle, the battle ends right there. The other 4 brothers accept defeat and walk away. That means not only will they have to win, they will have to win with all 5 brothers surviving. That is the rule that he makes up for himself. He does one more thing. Due to some trickery, Duryodhana has convinced Shalya, the king of Madra kingdom, to fight on behalf of the Kauravas. Shalya happens to be the uncle of Pandavas. So, Yudhishthira tries and turns this into an opportunity in disguise. He tells to Shalya, uncle, you have to act as Karna's charioteer in the most decisive battle that he will fight with Arjuna. And when that battle is fought, you have to talk down to him, demean him, make him question his own self-worth, insult him at every step and ensure that he loses the battle to Arjuna in his mind before he ever gets to the battlefield. A little cunning for Yudhishthira, one would say. And then the war finally begins. And the first thing that Yudhishthira does after the war has begun is to drop all his armor and his weapons and walk from the Pandava side, cross the no man's land and enter into the Kaurava side, seek out Bhishma, Drona and Kripa and ask for their blessings in battle. They all say Vijayi Bhava. And what that means is that they have blessed him that victory should be on his side. The battle rages on, and while Yudhishthira does not play a major role in the battle as such, because he's the king who needs to be protected rather than a warrior who will fight, he makes a few contributions to the war. After becoming the commander of the Kaurava armies on day 11 after the fall of Bhishma, Dronacharya creates a Chakravyuha to capture Yudhishthira alive and to bring an end to the war. At this time, Arjuna is away and is unable to break through the Chakravyuha. The only 2 people, in fact, who know how to do it are Arjuna and Krishna, and they're both away. Abhimanyu, the son of Arjuna, through Subhadra, who happens to be the sister of Krishna, offers that he will break through the Chakravyuha because he knows how to do it. And Yudhishthira makes the decision that he will allow a 16-year-old boy to do what was impossible for pretty much everybody in the entire world. Abhimanyu collapses and dies, killed by 7 Maharathis attacking him all at once. And Yudhishthira takes responsibility for it. And then Yudhishthira does something which is entirely damning and brings his entire character into question. 2 days later, when Dronacharya is still fighting and is still not dying, there is only one way to kill him. Drona will not fight until he realizes that he has got nothing to live for, and that will happen only if his son Ashwathama dies. And therefore, Krishna makes a dangerous plan. Bhima kills an elephant called Ashwathama. Ashwathama is also the name of Drona's son. And to the whole world, Bhima shouts and says, I have killed Ashwathama. Drona would not believe it. He asks Yudhishthira. As always, people know that his standing in dharma is so strong that Yudhishthira will not lie. Krishna convinces him to tell him half a truth. Yudhishthira says, Ashwathama is dead, but it could be an elephant, not a man. And just as Yudhishthira says, Ashwathama is dead, and before he completes that sentence, Krishna ensures that loud sounds of battle drown out Yudhishthira's voice. Drona hears what Yudhishthira says, believes that his son is dead, and goes into a state called Praya, where people give up on any hopes to live. And with this untruth, with this incomplete truth, Yudhishthira has finally been responsible for the killing of Drona, his own Acharya. Only Arjuna comes and says, do not kill him. He has given up on life. There is no purpose to be served by killing him. Yudhishthira stands by and watches as this adharma is done under his watch and after his lies. The war rages on, and finally, after 18 days, after Bhima has killed Duryodhana and brought victory to Pandavas, we come to know that Kunti finally tells a truth, a secret that she has been holding on for all her life. She looks into the eyes of Yudhishthira and tells him that Karna, the enemy that you fought, you were scared of, and you killed unlawfully, that Karna was indeed your elder brother, O Yudhishthira. And Yudhishthira cannot bear to listen to it. He curses Kunti and in fact curses all of womankind and says, you will never be able to hold a secret in your life as a woman. But that's not all. And after hearing this, Yudhishthira goes into a depression so deep that he refuses to rule the kingdom. He says, all these orphans and widows and people who have lost their children and their brothers, I am responsible for the death of all these people, and I dare not look into the eyes of these people and say, I am going to rule over you now. And Yudhishthira refuses to become the ruler. His depression is so deep that even Krishna, who was able to revive Arjuna on day 1 of the battle when that warrior refused to fight, says, go talk to Bhishma Pitamaha. Bhishma is not dead. He's lying on a bed of arrows waiting for Uttarayana. And for the next 56 days, Bhishma tries day after day, night after night to talk to Yudhishthira and finally convince him that he has to become the king. He convinces the person that Duryodhana was, he had to be defeated by any means necessary, and if Yudhishthira does not rule, the world will be taken over by adharma. And Yudhishthira finally gets ready to rule the kingdom. Raja has gone on to become a Chakravartin, gone on to become a forest dweller, gone on to become a warrior, and has finally come full circle and is going to become a Raja once more. And he is going to start ruling. But he is not ready yet. For the first time in Kuru dynasty, somebody, one king says, I don't know how to be a king. I don't understand the rules. I don't understand the Raja Dharma that I'm supposed to follow. So he goes to Bhishma and learns everything there is to become a good king. And finally, when he starts ruling, Parikshita, the son of Abhimanyu through Uttara, who is in fact the grandson of Arjuna, becomes the crown prince and is going to go on to become the king eventually. For 36 years, Yudhishthira mentors Parikshita and teaches him how to be a great king. He teaches him everything that he has learned himself and all that he absorbed from the conversations that he had with Bhishma. Yudhishthira has finally gone on to become the first king who actually learned how to be a good king.